First of all, Aotearoa means long white cloud. It's a part of us as tangata whenua, the Indigenous peoples of Aotearoa, and it actually is the original name. So we're trying to restore versus change, but this is part and parcel of rebuilding a country post-colonisation. So
it is fascinating because I understand it's very commonly used. So has there been this discussion before about replacing the name New Zealand with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 1972, there was a petition of about 30,000 that was delivered at Parliament, and that was about recognising Te Reo Māori as the official language. Now, that included all aspects of Te Reo Māori. Around about 1986, there was also another petition and drive to make sure that the language was recognised as, again, with the resourcing that it needed. So this is an extension of sort of saying, okay, it's an official language, but what does that mean to us in the 21st century? And surely it is about getting some of the basics right. So let's go back to the original names. Let's restore names that have more significance to the fact that we are based in the Pacific and, we're not in Britain. We're not named after people on navigators that never actually reached our shores. So it is about restoring the cultural integrity, really, of us as Aotearoa and certainly of us as tangata whenua.
Yeah. Why now, though? The country's challenged very heavily by COVID, as all of us are. Could this not be a distraction, an uphill battle?
Well, I think, to be honest, there's never really a good time here if we were to wait for timing or political timing. We've had land confiscations, we've had all sorts of economic traumas that have stopped us. We've had wars, we've had epidemics, we've had pandemics. And something that COVID, and I'm not sure how it is with you, but certainly something that COVID has highlighted here in Aotearoa is the inequities and the racism that we have to contend with, and the challenges that through a pandemic that really exasperate the state of poverty and the state of us as tangata whenua. So this is a part way of going towards dismantling some of the racism and the racist barriers that inhibit us from being able to be well. So it is, it's probably never a good timing to actually dismantle bad things, but it's an important part of.
Tell us a little more, Debbie, about how racism has found itself, because we look to you guys as if you've done such an incredible job. How has it manifested during this pandemic, the racism?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think, first of all, what we have now is a situation where we've been backpedaling because we had a government that adopted a vaccination program that was really a one-size-fits-all shoe, and it was based on an age profile that worked well for non-Māori. For Māori, I don't know if you know the stats, but 70% of Māori are under 40. Over 20% are under 20, so we're quite a young profiled population. So then we're contending with a huge gap between those of Māori who haven't been vaccinated and the who have, I think it's almost 3 to 4 times more. The other side of it is we're 50% more chances of dying from something like COVID. So there are a lot of inequities. We have the high rate of homelessness. We as Māori have a high rate of other health conditions that are put on hold while COVID's, taking grip of the country.
So, I mean, Jacinda Ardern has been very supportive of the name being much more used. She's probably, highly supportive of what you want to achieve. But what likelihood are you going to get this across the line?
Well, I think in 36 hours, we've had 40,000 signatures, which is a huge response. To be really honest, we sort of thought, maybe we'll get 5 to 10. So and it's growing. So it's was gone from more than 1,000 an hour to what we're dealing with now. So I actually think one of the things that's really great about activism in Māori and in Aotearoa is that we have a huge ground swell of kaupapa, of things when the groundswell takes, a hold of it, then the whole people power brings the responsibility back on to the politicians, which actually is how it should be. And I think that's one thing that Aotearoa is really well known for, is our movement from the ground. So we've got a government that said they wouldn't celebrate Māori New Year. They do now. They wouldn't have a Māori targeted housing budget. They do now. They wouldn't have a Māori health independent health authority. They do now. So I think the pressure will come on to do to assert our cultural integrity and to help address the inequities and the self-determination of the Indigenous peoples of Aotearoa.
Well, good luck with it. We'll watch with interest. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.